What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Broker CCG. Today we have Alphamon versus RagnaLoardmon, so let's get right into it. My opponent's going to hatch a Doraemon, Digivolve into a Tsunderizamon, and then Digivolve into a Darugumon. I'm going to go ahead and hatch the Sakutamon, Digivolve into a Ludamon, and then Digivolve into a Zuba Eagramon. And from there, for a Digivolution cost of 3, I'm going to Digivolve into a Doraemon, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to draw for turn, play a Doraemon for 3, searching the top 3 cards of his deck, adding in Alphamon to hand, placing the rest at the bottom of his deck, and he's going to play another Doraemon, searching 3 more cards from the top of his deck, adding the Doraemon, and the rest go to the bottom of his deck, putting me to 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, bring the Doraemon out, Digivolve into the Durandamon, and then swinging with the Durandamon, I'm going to go ahead and look at the top 3 cards. Unfortunately, checking 2 Durandamons and 1 RagnaLoardmon, not being able to play out any cards. From there, I'm going to go ahead and play a Ludamon, searching the top 5 cards of my deck, adding a Zubamon from among them, and putting the rest at the bottom of my deck in any order. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, and then swing with the Doraemon, hitting a Ludamon in security, and then swing with the other Doraemon, hitting a Zuba Eagramon. He's going to then Digivolve into the Greymon in raising, passing me over to 1 memory. I'm going to hatch the Sakutamon, Digivolve into the Zubamon, and then from there I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Durandamon once more, looking at top 3, and then playing a Ludamon for free. The rest go to the bottom of my deck. And then since I played some for free, the Sakutamon is going to gain me 1 memory. Hitting a Zubagon Punch, being added to hand, then the Ludamon's going to swing, hitting X Antibody, gaining him 1 memory. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into the Ludramon. And on Digivolve, he's going to go ahead and search the top 3 cards as well, playing 1 card from among them. I'm going to go ahead and play the Zubamon. The Zubamon's going to then be placed under the Ludramon. It's going to check the top card, and I'm going to play the Ludamon for free. He's going to bring the Greymon out of raising, Digivolve into the Dex Greymon, activating its on Digivolve effect to trash 1 card, gain a memory, and then pop the Ludamon. And then he's going to add the X Antibody option card to the bottom, and then since something was added, the Doraemon is going to allow him to draw 1 card, and he's going to Digivolve into the Alphamon, putting a Doraemon from his trash as its bottom Digivolution card. The Doraemon's going to gain 1 memory, and then he does make a little bit of a misplay. He Digivolves into the Alphamon Oryukin for a Digivolution cost of 3, even though he doesn't have the Oryomon as a bottom Digivolution card, but using the Greymon effect, he is going to throw the Oryomon at the bottom. And then the Alphamon end of turn effect is going to proc off. He's going to go ahead and trash several cards from the Digivolution sources, trashing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, gaining him 5 memory, continuing his turn. And then so from there, he's going to go ahead and play out the final Zubagon Punch, giving the Oryukin plus 3000 DP, an extra security, blocker, and reboot. And then before doing the checks, we do remember that it does have a on Digivolve effect to delete all of the Digimon with the highest play cost on my field, so the Durandamon and the Ludramon are deleted. He checks 3 security, unsuspends, and then swings for game with the Oryomon. Now on to game 2. I'm going to go ahead and hatch the Sakutamon, Digivolve into Zubamon, and then Digivolve into Ludamon, passing my opponent over to 2 memory. He's going to draw for turn, hatch a Doraemon, Digivolve into the Doraemon, and then from there, he's going to go ahead and play a Cool Boy, searching the top 3 cards of his deck, adding a Darugumon to his hand, passing it over to me with a Doraemon for play cost of 3, searching the top 3 cards once more, adding an Alphamon, putting the rest of the cards at the bottom of his deck. I'm going to draw for turn, Digivolve the Ludamon into a Ludamon, and then Digivolve into a Durandamon, passing my opponent back to 3 memory. He's going to draw for turn and swing with the Doraemon, checking a Ludamon, so he does get deleted. Then from there, he's going to go ahead and play a Doraemon, trashing 1 card with X Antibody to draw 2 cards. And then from there, he's going to play a Ryudamon, revealing the top 3 cards, adding 1 of the Tamer cards and an Alphamon to hand. The rest go to the bottom. Passing me over to 3 memory, I'm going to bring the Durandamon out of raising, And then from there, I'm going to play a Zubamon, tucking it under the Durandamon for a play cost of 3, playing out a Tyaludamon. Then the Sakudamon is going to gain me 1 memory, and the Tyaludamon is going to use its on-play effect to go under the Durandamon. The Durandamon is then going to allow me to play a RagnaLoardmon for free. And then since I have 2 Zubamons in the Digivolution sources of the Durandamon, I get to delete both of his rookies on the field, checking 2 securities, hitting an Alphamon, and then another card. I'm then going to play a Ludamon for a play cost of 3, setting my opponent to 2, searching the top 5 cards, adding a RagnaLoardmon to hand, and 1 card with Legend Arms, deciding to add the Tyaludamon, putting the rest at the bottom of my deck. Then the Durandamon is going to reboot due to the Tyaludamon effect, and he's going to go ahead and play a Tamer, set me to 1 memory. I'm going to hatch the Sakudamon. Then from there, I'm going to Digivolve the Sakudamon into a Ludamon, and then swing with the Durandamon once more, checking the top 3 cards, playing a Ludamon for free, and then the Sakudamon is going to gain me a memory, and then the Ludamon is going to search the top 5 cards once again, not finding a RagnaLoardmon, but still adding the BT13 to hand. The rest go to the bottom of my deck. So from there, it's going to do just 1 check, since I didn't place a card as the bottom Digivolution of the Durandamon. I'm going to swing with the Ludamon, checking 1 more card, and then Ludamon should have been sent to trash, but it is end of game. I do Digivolve into the BT13, checking the top 3, playing a Zuba Eagermon, and then the Zuba Eagermon can be placed under the BT13, and using the RagnaLoardmon end of turn effect, I can DNA Digivolve into the RagnaLoardmon. And from there, the RagnaLoardmon is going to trash the very last security card, and I'm going to swing with Blitz, putting us to game 3. He's going to go ahead and Digivolve, or hatch a Dorimon, Digivolve into a Dorimon, and then play out a Cool Boy, revealing the top 3 cards of his deck. He's going to add the Dorgreymon and the Option card X Antibody, sending the Alphamon to the bottom of his deck. I'm going to hatch the Sakudamon, Digivolve into a Zubamon, and then Digivolve into a Tyaludamon for a Digivolution cost of 2, then Digivolve into a RagnaLoardmon, putting my opponent to 3 memory. He's going to draw for turn, Digivolve into the Dorgmon, and then play a Coda from hand, revealing the top 4 cards of his deck. And from there, he does find a Dex Dorgmon, and he's going to go ahead and put me to 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and bring the RagnaLoardmon out, Digivolve into a Durandamon, and from there I'm going to swing with the Durandamon, checking the top 3 cards, playing a Duramon for free. And using the Sakudamon inheritable effect, I do gain a memory, unfortunately hitting into a Oriumon, deleting the Durandamon. I'm going to then play a Tyaludamon, using the on-play effect to put it under the Duramon. He's going to draw for turn, bring the Dorgmon out, then Digivolve into the Dex Dorgmon, using the on-Digivolve skill to trash 1 card and gain a memory. He's then going to use the Cool Boy effect, since he Digivolved into a Digimon of the same level, to gain a memory and draw 1, then Digivolve into the Dorgreymon, checking the top 3 cards and adding 1 card with X Antibody at the bottom Digivolution card. And then since the Dorgreymon was added, the Dormon is going to proc off, and the Dormon is also going to proc off, gaining a memory and gaining him 1 draw. He's going to then Digivolve into the Alphamon, drawing 1 card, and then adding 1 card with X Antibody as its bottom Digivolution card, adding the Oriumon. Then from there, Digivolving into the Alphamon Oryukin for a Digivolution cost of 3, which is going to then proc off the end of turn effects of the Dorgreymon to place 1 card. He's going to place the Dormon, which is going to allow him to gain 1 memory, and then the Alphamon Oryukin, he's going to go ahead and trash 4 cards to put him back to 2 memory, continuing his turn, as well as deleting my Duramon. And so from there, he's going to go ahead and swing for 2 security checks, and then swing once more for 2 more security checks, taking out 4 of my security, and then playing a Doramon, putting me to 1 memory, adding 1 Doramon to hand, and the rest of the cards going to the bottom of my deck. So right now it's not looking too good. I'm going to hatch a Sakudamon, and then play out a Zuba Eagermon, since I do not have any rookies in hand. And from here, he's going to go ahead and proceed to just play with his food instead of finishing out the game. He can finish the game at any point, but he decides to Digivolve into a Dex Dorugomon, trashing 1 card, gaining a memory. And from there, using Cool Boy to gain a memory and draw a card as well. He's then going to Digivolve in Raising into a Dorumon. And from there, finally putting me out of my misery with the Alphamon Oryukin. So putting us into a bonus round. So this is a bonus round because I do make a huge misplay that ends up allowing me to win the game. But let's get into it. So he hatches a Dorimon, Digivolves into the Dorumon. Then he plays out a Ryudomon, searching the top 3 cards, adding a Dorugomon to hand. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, hatch a Sukudomon, Digivolve into Ludamon, and then Digivolve into a Tyludamon for a Digivolution cost of 2. Then from there, Digivolve into a Raiji Ludamon, putting my opponent to 2 memory. He's going to draw for turn, Digivolve into the Dorugomon in Raising, and then play a Dorumon, revealing the top 3 cards, and then adding a Orymon to hand, putting the Alphamons at the bottom of his deck. From there, I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, bring the Raijiludamon out, Digivolve into Durandamon for a Digivolution cost of 3, and then swing, using its effect, to play out a Dorumon for free. The rest go to the bottom of my deck, and since I played something for free, the Sukudomon is going to proc off, gaining me 1 memory, and I'm going to go ahead and check a Alphamon, deleting the Durandamon once again. But I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into the Black War Greymon, which is going to delete both of his rookies on the field, clearing his board, leaving nothing but the Dorugomon in his Raising. Is going to go ahead and bring it out, draw for turn, Digivolve into the Dorgreymon for a Digivolution cost of 3, putting me to 1 memory. Then its effect is going to search the top 3 cards, and he's going to add the Oryomon as the bottom Digivolution card. The Dorumon's going to gain him 1 memory, and the Dorymon is going to allow him to draw 1 card. He's then going to Digivolve into the Dex Dorgreymon, trashing 1 card to gain 1 memory. Then Digivolving into the Alphamon, using its on-Digivolve effect, he's going to go ahead and place 1 card with X antibody. He decides to choose the Dorgreymon, putting it to the bottom of his Digivolution stack. I'm going to go ahead and hatch a Sukudomon, Digivolve into a Zubamon, and from there I'm going to go ahead and play a Ludamon for a play cost of 3, putting it under the Black War Greymon, searching the top card, adding a Durandamon to hand. Then I'm going to Digivolve the Black War Greymon to Gaimon, de-Digivolving the Alphamon, and then this is where I make the misplay. I cannot swing due to Alphamon's effect, but I do end up swinging anyways, checking 2 security. First checking a Cool Boy, so he's going to search the top 3 cards, adding 1 card to his hand. I can't really tell what it is. Then the second check of his security. Then Gaimon is going to reboot. My opponent is going to draw for turn, hatch a Dorymon, Digivolve into a Dorumon, and then from there Digivolve into a Dorugomon in Raising, putting me back to 1 memory. From there I'm going to draw for turn, bring the Zubamon out, swing with the Zubamon for 1 security check, and then checking a Raidumon so it does die, and then finishing off the game by playing a Durandamon from hand, and then DNA Digivolving using the Duramon effect, Digivolving into the RagnaLoardmon, trashing his 1 stack on the field and his last security, and then swinging for game with Blitz. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. But I gotta finish with style.
Sure. Yeah, this has nothing to do with Legend Marvel. Sucks.
So effect, I can DNA Digivolve at the end of the turn. So pop, trash, and then Blitz.
Sure. That's dumb.